Let's see how long I can wear these antlers for because they're already giving me a little bit of a headache. What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another favorites video for you. So today I am talking about my top 10 favorite nail polishes that came out for holiday 2023. So we're going to be focusing specifically on Christmas and New Year's because Hanukkah has already passed. And as usual, I do have more than 10 favorites. I think we've got 13 this time around, but you know me, I love to just sneak in some extras in there. And I know we're cutting it a little bit close this year, but hopefully somebody will still find this video helpful. What I like to do is for every season or every holiday, I like to just pick out my favorite things that were released in that time frame just to kind of help you for anybody who's feeling a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of options there are. So yeah, let's just dive right in. So first up, we have a shade from ILNP. This one is called Joy, and this one is a really gorgeous winter red jelly, and it is absolutely packed with super teeny tiny silver hollow flecks. And this just feels like such a perfect Christmassy, wintry kind of color. I love that that red base is more of that wintry red instead of being a very bright cherry red. It's a little bit deeper, it's a little bit dustier, kind of gives me a little bit more of a cranberry or a holly berry kind of vibe. And I have to say, this whole collection that ILNP did, the Home for the Holidays collection, was so incredible. I love their hollow jellies. I think they do such an amazing job with them. And I did find that this collection was fairly opaque, so I am able to get full coverage on this one in 2 coats on my nail length. So I just really enjoy that. But I also think this is a really beautiful color that could carry into Lunar New Year or into Valentine's Day. So it's a very versatile shade of red. Next up, we have Velvet Ribbon from Orly. This was part of their holiday 2023 collection, and it's just another really gorgeous red. This one is a cream finish, and this one definitely has a warmer undertone to it. So even though it is that wintry red, there's a little bit of like a yellowy undertone to it that I think just gives it such a beautiful look. The formula is so smooth and easy to work with. It's super opaque. It really just feels like the perfect holiday red to me. And again, I feel like especially with that warmth, it would work really well for Lunar New Year. And it's also just a great any time of year red to have. And as a bonus, it actually pairs really well with the next polish on the list. This one is called Spark. This is also from the Orly holiday collection. This is definitely one of my favorite toppers of the year, which is such a surprise. It's this metallic, coppery orange, almost like a little bit of a rose gold vibe, irregular flake in a clear base. And when I first got this, I was excited. And when I first started applying it, I found that it was fairly sparse. So I was a little bit disappointed originally, but the more I swatched it, the more I was like, actually, I kind of love this polish. I think that this pairs especially well with Velvet Ribbon. I think that this combo looks so beautiful together. It feels so perfect for the holidays. A lot of times for Christmas Day, I like to wear a red cream with a gold topper over it, but sometimes it can just make that gold topper look a little bit too yellowed. So I really appreciate that this has a very strong orangey tone to it. It kind of makes that classic red and gold combo just a little bit more elevated to me, a little bit less McDonald's, a little bit more holiday. Probably a weird thing to say, but if you've worn like a gold flake topper over red, you probably know what I'm talking about. So I really love this. I just think it's a beautiful, versatile topper, and I think you could really wear it over any color. And I think this also happens to be a really good New Year's polish because you can pair this over black or over a deep eggplant color, and it would just be such a festive, almost firework vibe kind of polish. And you could always do glitter placement, which is something I love to do. It's very tedious, but it can give you a really beautiful stained glass kind of look. So yeah, just another really gorgeous shade, perfect for Christmas, perfect for New Year's, perfect for anything really. Next we have a polish from OPI. This one is called Salty Sweet Nothings, and this one you might have forgotten about this shade because OPI came out with their holiday set back before even Halloween happened, but this was a shade that was a real standout for me in their collection. It's this really beautiful sheer blush toned shimmer that is absolutely packed with this sort of white silver fleck. It just looks so beautiful. It looks so elegant. I feel like this is a great holiday manicure really for any holiday, but it would also be a very beautiful, elegant wedding manicure just because there's such a classic neutralness to it, but it also has that sparkle of being a shimmer. So I don't know, just a really gorgeous shade, definitely a standout and definitely one that I'm going to be wearing a lot for the rest of the season. Moving on, we have KB Shimmer Stocking Developments, again from their winter 2023 collection. collection, and this one is just a really beautiful full coverage glitter, and it's this super vibrant, very slightly cool toned green. And what's really exciting about this one is that it actually has flash reactive glitters in it. So if you're not familiar with flash reactive glitters, when you shine your phone flash or a camera or anything like that on it, it creates this sort of unreal vibrance to the glitter, and it's just really beautiful. It definitely feels very appropriate for the festive season, and I just think that full coverage glitters like this almost give me a little bit of a Christmas tree vibe. It would be so fun to wear a polish like this and do a dotting tool manicure over it where you just have little circles that look like ornaments. So really fun polish. Flash reactive glitters do tend to be a little bit on the thicker side, so something to keep in mind, but I think this formula is super smooth and easy to work with. But if you don't like a flash reactive glitter and you still want a full coverage green glitter, Orly has you covered. They just came out with this polish, Emerald Gala, and I actually haven't posted my review on this yet, but it will be coming this week, so don't worry. And this one is, as you could guess, an emerald green full coverage glitter. So we've got these super teeny tiny micro glitters in there. They're super shiny. It has a little bit more warmth than the Kibi Shimmer one, so they're not exactly dupes, but this is just another really beautiful festive shade, and I think it's warm enough that it actually would work really well as like a spring or summer manicure too. So again, always appreciating the versatility of nail polishes. You know, I like to wear mine seasonally, but sometimes polishes can work for multiple seasons. This one did take 3 coats to get full coverage on me, but you can also wear this as a topper over a black or over a green if you want to save some of the polish in here. So another really gorgeous shade that is perfect for the holidays. Next up, we have another shade that I actually did not review on my channel, but it is one that I really wanted to mention. This is Painted Polish Resting Grinch Face, and it's a really beautiful, slightly warm green crelly base that is packed with this really beautiful shimmer as well as iridescent flakies that shift from yellow to gold to orange to pink and even to purple. And when I tried this one, I thought it was so special because it just feels like it's a kind of a built-in Christmas nail art look. Those flakies remind me a little bit of ornaments. We've got that green color representing the tree, and it just feels like a very beautiful green. I know a lot of people don't like wearing green nail polish, so this is always the time of year I try to show off as many greens as possible because I just think it's such a beautiful and underrated color to wear on your nails. But I especially love this combo of the green with that iridescent sparkle that has that warmer sort of shift to it. So I'm really impressed with this one. It was 2 coat coverage on me and it applied really smoothly and nicely. And then we've got one more green. This is Holo Taco Starry Eyed from their Holiday 2023 collection. And this one is actually a little bit different from the other greens that I've shown you so far because this one is a very cool toned green, almost leaning into teal territory. So we've got that as a jelly base, and then this one is really packed in with silver hollow micro glitters as well as silver hollow star glitters, which is super fun. Again, it kind of just feels like a built-in Christmas tree manicure. One thing I will say about this one is that the glitter stars are hard to fish out. With heavier glitters like that, they can sink to the bottom of the bottle, so a lot of times when you're painting your nails, you're not going to get those. But one thing that you can do is store your polish upside down so that the glitters start to fall towards the neck of the bottle, or you could also just swirl the brush around in the polish and then pull it out, and if there's any stars on the brush, you can pull them out with a little toothpick and then you can place them directly onto your nails. But honestly, I do think that it's such a beautiful polish. I don't mind working a little bit to get a good glitter. Now let's talk a little bit more about some New Year's appropriate polishes. This is Mooncat Drown My Demons, and even though I do think that this would actually work pretty well for a Christmassy manicure, there's just something about this that feels very New Year's to me. It's this really beautiful cobalt blue jelly base. It's packed with a green magnetic shimmer, so when you apply a magnet over it, it almost creates this Northern Lights kind of look on your nail, and it also creates a really cool 3-dimensional effect. So I don't know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of fireworks. If you can get a fun shaped magnet, you can definitely do some really cool fireworky kind of manicures with this shade. But just in general, there's something about this color scheme that makes me think of late December after after the holidays have passed. So I really like this one. I think it's a gorgeous shade and it's really fun to play around with the magnet. Next up, we have another magnetic shade. This is ILNP After Hours. And honestly, this was very hard for me to pick because ILNP released a collection recently called the Nightlife Collection. And every single one of those polishes I think is stunning and perfect for New Year's. And I especially think that they would look really beautiful as a Skittle manicure. But if I had to choose one for New Year's, I think I would pick this one, After Hours. It's a really beautiful magnetic shade. It has a black base that is full of this scattered silver hollow spark that almost just looks like a galaxy of stars. And then the magnetic pigment in here shifts from a blue into a purple. It's a little bit more of a duochrome. So when you magnetize it, it really does look like a built-in galaxy manicure, but it also works really well as kind of a firework vibe. And the thing I think is really cool about this one that the other shades in that collection don't have is this one has a little bit of a pearlized sort of finish, so you can see a very slight brush stroke even after you magnetize. And for some reason, I just think that looks especially cool. So I really appreciate this one. But like I said, honestly, I love that whole collection for New Year's. I'm probably going to be wearing a Skittle of all of them on New Year's Day. And then we've got another perfect New Year shade. This one is called Until the Daybreak from A. England. This one is a purple linear hollow. It definitely has a very strong warmth to it. So it's almost like an eggplant kind of purple. And the silver hollow is really beautiful in here. I think it matches that deep base color so well. And I don't know what it is, but something about purple always makes me think of New Year's. So whenever I'm doing New Year's sort of manicures, my colors are always black, silver, gold, or purple. And especially these warm sort of purples, I don't know what it is about them. They just always make me think of New Year's. So when I saw this one, I definitely thought of that. Also, having that hollow sparkle in there reminds me a lot of fireworks. So I just think this is a really perfect New Year's kind of color. And then last but definitely not least, we have a shade that should probably be considered an honorable mention because it's not a new polish. It is a re-release, and that is Orly Deck the Halls. This is a topper that just feels like the perfect Christmas topper to me. Red and green matte hex glitters in a few different sizes, and then we also have this extra little golden hollow sparkle in there. It really just screams Christmas. It works over so many colors, but I especially love it over either a black or over a nude. And even honestly, on its own, it looks really pretty. You could also do glitter placement with this one. You could do a little glitter gradient. They don't have this polish out all the time, so if you are interested in this one, I highly recommend grabbing it ASAP while it's still available. It's just a really beautiful shade. I'm so excited that I got it this year because I did miss out on it last year, but I just think it's so special and fun. But yeah, that is it for my top 10 favorite Christmas and New Year's polishes for this season. All of the polishes are still currently available, so I will be linking them down below. You can check them out if you're interested, but I'm curious to hear from you. What colors have been your favorite for the holidays this season? What color are you planning on wearing for Christmas or New Year's? Definitely let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It really helps me out. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And of course, a huge shout out to my supporters on Patreon, my royal astronomer Amanda M, as well as my cosmic admirals Paula, Ken, Rosie, and Angel. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Juliet, and Juliet wants to know, what was your favorite toy or game when you were a little girl? Ooh, that is a good question. A few things come to mind. As far as board games go, I was a pretty princess kind of gal. I did not understand the purpose of the game, and I really thought that the black ring, which I'm pretty sure means that you lose the game, was my favorite, so I always wanted to wear that one. So that was definitely a favorite. I have a brother who had a Super Nintendo when I was a kid, and one game in particular, Donkey Kong Country 2, was just absolutely phenomenal, and I feel like that game had such an impact on my existence. I feel like my love of pirates came from that game, from the first world in that, but also just the music in general was incredible. And then obviously when Pokemon came out, I was a big fan of that. I did not understand the purpose of that game either. I was very young when it came out, and I remember I picked a Charmander and I just ran around Pallet Town. I didn't do anything else besides run around Pallet Town. I didn't even realize you could go in the grass. So I spent many weeks Just running around Pallet Town. That was it. That was all I did. But then I eventually figured it out. But I'm curious to hear, what was your favorite game as a child? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it and see if we maybe have any overlap. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.